review. All right, hey there, it's Claudia. Welcome to or back to For the Love of Force. So I am doing something that's not usually done. I am filming straight on. So you're going to get double chin and all. Most times YouTubers will film facing down to go ahead and make themselves look skinnier. I just can't be bothered with looking skinnier. I am chunky. So I wanted to share with you what I read in March. One book I do not have a copy of, the rest are right in front of me. So that book is Christina Lauren's Josh and Hazel's Guide on How Not to Date. Super cute book, fast read, loved the story, did not want it to end, and I am now a fan of that author and will continue reading her books. All right. So that's one. The next three I read March 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, and I read these for the end of reading week as well as taking it with me to my daughter's tournament. So the first one is Seed Folks. I haven't read this in forever, and it was nice to read some of it to my class as well as listen to the rest of it during Drop Everything and Read time. Then I did Elevation by Stephen King. Not sure I'll pick up anything like it again. Wasn't really a fan of the second story, but it was a quick read and something to break up the norm of what I read. Then there was Emma, the modern retelling. I am a fan of Emma. I love Emma, but I was not a fan of this one. It's not that it was a bad story. It's just not my cup of tea, but it did turn me on to wanting to reread the original Emma. So, yeah. I finished this one. I am probably going to reread this one. This is The Raven Boys. I know there's a lot of hype, but I did not connect to it, and I think it's because I was listening to it and at 3 times the speed. That is my normal speed of how I listen to books, but I have noticed that the narrator for these books by this author is the same person, and when he reads, he whistles, and it's very hard to listen at a high speed that I need because it's hard for me to listen at a normal speed. It just sounds really slow. The whistling kind of got to me on the S's and the W's and some of the T's, and it made it hard to connect to the story. So I'm going to try to reread it at some point from the actual copy. I do not want to DNF a whole series. I don't mind doing it if I really don't like it, but I figured I'd give it a fair shot first. All right. Then for my daughter, who is going to be 15 on April 2nd, which is tomorrow because today is April 1st. This is her favorite series, the Selection series, and I fell in love. Yes, April, I fell in love. So I loved the first portion of the series better than the second because I do love the story of how the queen became the queen in the original Selection. But the daughter's story was cute too. I opted not to read, sorry, my glasses are really big. They haven't got fitted yet, so they keep falling down my nose. I have not read Happily Ever After. I don't want to read about the king. He was a butthole, and I don't care to know anything about that love story. Then, my favorite book of March, yes, even more than Josh and Hazel's Guide, was this one, A Traitor's Kiss. And I can't wait to read book 2. I absolutely love this book, and it was amazing. I already pre-ordered book 3, and I loved it. So, yeah. It took everything not to read book 2 during March. And the last one was Stalking Jack the Ripper. Now, I thought Hunting Prince Dracula was book 1. I thought I looked it up. I thought I knew it for sure, but it is Stalking Jack the Ripper. It was a good book. I'm glad I read it. I'm glad that it had a lot of things that were historically true to it, and some things changed just for a little bit for like privacy reasons and things like that, but I enjoyed it. That is my March reads. Look for the video coming up after this one that's going to show what I hope to read in April. And I hope that you have read a lot. So take care. Thanks for joining in with me and my double chin on my March review. Take care. Bye.